The San Diego Unified School District sets a target date for a return to in-person learning. The details of the district's plan to get teachers and students back in the classroom.
Governor Newsom signs a pandemic relief bill to millions of Californians now eligible to get a stimulus check from the state.
And Tiger Woods undergoes surgery after he is involved in a rollover wreck near Los Angeles. The first sheriff's deputy on the scene describes what he did to keep Woods calm.
ABC 10 News at 6 starts now.
Teachers and students in the state's second largest school district now know when they will return to the classroom. San Diego Unified announced this morning it is aiming to resume in-person learning on April 12th. Good evening. I'm Kimberly Hunt.
And I'm Steve Atkinson. Right now, the district is discussing its reopening plan. Our ABC 10 News reporter Rachel Bianco talked with parents who are calling this decision long overdue.
Back to school! Back to school!
Dozens of parents rallied outside San Diego Unified's district offices ahead of Tuesday's board meeting.
Open our schools! Open our schools!
They've been fighting to get their kids back in class since September.
Enough is enough. This has taken way too long. They're dragging their feet, and we can tell.
Hours earlier, the district announced an April 12th target date to return to school for all grades. The plan is to have teachers fully vaccinated first. COVID-19 cases must continue to drop so that the county is back in the red tier. Parents here are skeptical.
How are they going to get vaccinated in time? No one wants to hold their breath. We don't believe them.
Students would be on a hybrid schedule. Social distancing, improved ventilation, and other safety measures must also be followed. Matthew Schneck says he would have taken a leave of absence if told to return without the vaccine.
When do I do my best teaching? When I don't have anxiety, when I'm not scared, when I'm confident in what I'm doing. And I believe that the vaccine is going to accomplish that.
Students will have the option to continue with distance learning. Schneck says teaching virtually and in the classroom will be a challenge.
Teaching kids at home online requires a different form of pedagogy, different strategies to reach those kids, to engage those students than the children in front of you. And if you have both going at the same time, you're stretching the teacher really thin.
The county says teachers may be able to start getting vaccinated as soon as Monday. Rachel Bianco, ABC 10 News.
And the board is hearing from parents at tonight's meeting. We will let you know how things go at 11. San Diego County will remain in the purple tier for at least one more week. Our latest state metrics show continued progress in the right direction. In fact, 2 of our metrics are good enough for the red tier, but our adjusted case rate is still too high. In the meantime, the county just reported our latest numbers. 454 more San Diegans have tested positive for COVID. The county says 29 more people have died from this virus.
Those that have been left behind in that federal stimulus, California is not going to leave you behind.
Governor Newsom signed off on a stimulus package today, which will send money directly to low-income Californians. That includes people who were left out of receiving the federal stimulus checks. ABC 10 News reporter Mimi Alcala explains who qualifies for these $600 payments.
Tuesday, California Governor Gavin Newsom signed a $7.6 billion coronavirus relief package, including much-needed $600 payments to about 5.7 million people and $2 billion in grants set aside for small businesses.
It's been hard.
Norma Camero lost her husband to COVID-19 in January, a difficult battle made worse with the lack of income as he was the sole provider for her family. Norma didn't qualify to receive the federal stimulus checks.
Too many people are without a work and they don't have any income like me right now.
Those that have been left behind in that federal stimulus, California is not going to leave you behind.
So who will get the $600 checks? Those with incomes below $30,000, households receiving the California Earned Income Tax Credit for 2020, taxpayers with individual tax identification numbers or ITINs who didn't receive federal stimulus checks like Norma, and households with ITINs and income below $75,000. ITIN taxpayers who also qualify for the California Earned Income Tax Credit will receive a total of $1,200. People will get the payments shortly after filing their 2020 tax returns. In addition to that, households enrolled in the CalWorks program, recipients of SSI and SSP, and Cash Assistance Program for Immigrants recipients will all receive a one-time $600 payment. The CalWorks household payments are expected by mid-April. Timing for the other grants is currently under discussion. Mimi Alcala, ABC 10 News.
Coming up at 7 o'clock, we'll take a closer look at how this relief package benefits small businesses.
The vaccination Superstation at Petco Park reopened today. It closed late last week because of a delay in vaccines. This happened twice in as many weeks. Yesterday, UC San Diego says it received 10,000 doses and sent half to Petco Park to get that site running again. Well, now the county is working to catch up on missed appointments. The CDC recommends getting the second shot 3 to 4 weeks after the first, but says it can be as late as 42 days. UCSD says people who are closest to the end of that 42-day interval, they get priority for those appointments. And new vaccine sites continue to open up around the county. Today, a clinic opened at the Borderview Family YMCA in Otay Mesa. It will operate Sunday through Thursday, 9:30 to 3:30. It expects to offer about 1,000 shots a day by appointment. Another clinic will open Sunday at the Lemon Grove Community Center on School Lane. That one will only be open Sundays and Mondays, 9:30 to 3:30. It will offer 500 shots a day. And San Diego Fire and Rescue is once again scheduling vaccine appointments through the end of the week. Those shots are being given to eligible people at the Balboa Municipal Gym in Balboa Park. That's near the Air and Space Museum. And this is video from their vaccine clinic at the same location 2 weeks ago. The Pfizer vaccine will be given tomorrow, Thursday and Friday. The Moderna vaccine is only available on Thursday. That site will be open from 9 until 2. Appointments again can be made on the city's website.
And the county is inching its way toward the goal of having 70% of the area's population fully vaccinated by July. Scientists are hopeful that that number is a key threshold to achieving herd immunity.
Whether that be through vaccine or through natural immunity, but primarily through vaccination, because we don't want to lose any more lives, of course. So once we get to above 70%, that's generally mathematically the threshold when you start to terminate an outbreak.
Our partners at KPBS report today the county said nearly 7% of San Diegans have gotten both doses. That's about a 4% increase from 2 weeks ago. It's unclear if that number would be higher if there hadn't been delays in shipments of the vaccine. You can find the latest information on vaccinations and pandemic relief on the ABC 10 News app. And if you have a question about the vaccine rollout, just send us an email to tips@10news.com.
Tiger Woods is recovering in the hospital tonight after rolling his SUV near LA this morning. He had several injuries to his legs and needed surgery, but none were life-threatening, we're told. Crews say that Woods was conscious when they responded. The first sheriff's deputy on scene says he talked with Woods to keep him calm.
I asked him what his name was. He told me his name was Tiger, and at that moment I immediately recognized him. I asked him if he knew where he was, what time of day, just to make sure he was oriented. He seemed as though he was lucid and calm.
Investigators say that Woods was likely speeding, going down a winding road in Rancho Palos Verdes when that crash happened. They say there is no evidence he was impaired at the time.
The San Diego City Council voted to adopt a new ordinance over short-term rental regulations. There are 16,000 local homes used primarily as vacation rentals, and today's vote will cap that number at 6,500. Hosts will also have to apply for a license, and the city will ramp up nuisance enforcement. Before today's vote, people called into the council meeting with differing opinions.
San Diego is facing a housing crisis. Short-term rentals take affordable housing off the market, promotes homelessness, and raises housing costs disproportionately.
If you must have a cap, please raise it and do not make it random. Prioritize us responsible owners. We do need a compromise, but completely taking away my right to do what I want with my own house is not a compromise.
The council will have continued discussions regarding smaller issues within the ordinance, which is expected to take effect on January 1st of next year.
A local billboard company has joined the search for that missing mother of 3 from the South Bay. This new billboard just went up on Main Street in Chula Vista. It says, "Missing Maya Miliete." She She was last seen at her Chula Vista home January 7th. Police and her family have been searching for her ever since. Lamar Billboard rushed to get this sign done very quickly. A spokesperson for the company told us they hope it helps with the search for Maya.
County leaders discussed future changes to the juvenile justice system today. They spoke with probation experts looking at methods that have worked in juvenile justice systems across the country. This comes as the county looks to define the direction they want to take for San Diego's probation department. Part of that includes finishing up the first phase of renovations at the juvenile justice campus.
We want a kid who makes a mistake to have a mistake that we are able to correct and get them on a good track. And not have it really lead to a life of instability and conflict. We're also doing physical changes to our buildings in the juvenile justice campus, getting rid of concertina wire and locked cells in support of a more open educational type environment.
County leaders say they also plan to look at details about the second phase of the campus renovation project. They also want to hire a new chief probation officer.